I think accountability should look like full knowledge. It should not look like hearsay. It should not look like gossip. It should be full knowledge with facts, fact check. I think many times we don't fact check between each other, and we go and we say things that are not necessarily correct. And then that's where the trouble starts. So fact checking is important. And in fact checking, you're accountable.
We Black people are not assimilable. James Lowen wrote in his book Sundown Towns, and James Lowen is white. And he said throughout all the histories and all the studying of different minority groups and who gets to assimilate, only African Americans are treated as a pariah. And that is due to race-based slavery, which, and then after race-based slavery, because so slavery is based on race, that's the inequality. You're not a slave because I could make you be a slave. You're a slave because you're Black.
One of the things that I think the pandemic is showing us is that for African Americans and people of color here in Nebraska, we really have to understand our health status and be able to take care of it.
The important thing is it started on the plantation. We know that white people started it and whatnot, but we keep it going.
In the state of Blackness,
Yes.
I think nothing's changed. It's just changed the way it's been happening. Now we have social media. Now we're in a 24-hour society. So it's not just Americans seeing it on their TV in the 1950s with dogs chasing after people. Now the whole world is getting to witness the great democracy of America in real time. So the state of Blackness, actually, I can't even confine it to just the American Black experience, but the diaspora itself. We're seeing around the world, not just here in America, but in Palestine, where our brothers and sisters are, in the continent where our brothers and sisters are, who can't even get COVID vaccines. We're seeing the state of Blackness, not just in America, but worldwide for what it is. It's systemic. It doesn't change. It just changes how it acts and it becomes its verb.
But the thing about it, Michael, is there always has been two Americas. There's been two Americas all the time. One was just latent and kind of dormant, but it was always there, and the evidence was always there. What we're doing now is we're seeing a lot of white kids joining Black folk in our consciousness, the consciousness of righteousness, the consciousness of being there, brothers for others, sisters for others. They're leaving the old Western paradigm, and they're searching for new things, and they happen to look at us and say, I like what they do. I like how they believe. I like how they think. And they're joining us. And you can see it with the last protests that have been going on.
The way to make change is, I'm going to use a term that my daughter uses. You got to get into the apparatus. If you get into the apparatus, you can make a change happen. And the apparatus happens to be inside and not outside. And so you have to get on the inside of what's going on.
You know, Black women have been fighting for the franchise from day one. You know, before the Emancipation Proclamation, after the Emancipation Proclamation, they, you know, the people who were leading people to voter registration in many instances were Black women. So right. while we talk about that impact, and you made the comment about, well, hey, you know, these great strides. Yeah, we've made some great strides. We have a woman of African descent, African and Asian descent, you know, sitting in the White House right now, but we still have pay equity gaps, right? Black women still make less money than Black men and white women. So, you know, when Raheem said, you know, what can Black men do? Well, one of the things they can do is, you know, first of all, register and vote and vote for folks who are going to advance the causes of eliminating these inequities that prevent us from advancing even further.
In the workplace, I think in many cases, Black women are invisible. You're there,
But when decisions are made, we're often not in the decision-making room or in decision-making seats to be able to address these different issues. But I think largely, Black women have become invisible in many respects in the workplace. And it's up to us to speak up and say, oh no, wait a minute, we need to address this.